Welcome, Stuns and Skull fans. It's Ben and Buffon here with your weekly review of what's happened with the weekly show Dub Skulls. Bit different this week because with various things happening and obviously being very, very busy with other streaming other stuff for other leagues as well, I've decided to do it by myself because I've got a bit of an early time here. It's just gone past 12 here, so get it recorded. You can all watch it on my YouTube channel. So we get into the nitty gritty now. As you can see, we're going into round 6. Obviously, we're going to have a look at round 5. Some of the round 6 games have already been played. I feel like it's a thankless task for me. But yeah, let's have a look at what happened in week 5 then. So may the Oak be with you. Got an absolute spanking by the Crimson Pants, 3-0. 8 arm breaks, 13. 55 blocks, 2 KOs, 3 injuries and 1 kill. So, they didn't do too bad. But they got absolute steamroll. The Pants, 68% ball possession. Shaky Dog has done really, really well with his Wood Elves. They were the runners-up of the Wood Noble last season. And you know what? A lot of people will fancy them to do really well, maybe in the SAS trophy, the premium one this season. Nice MVP on his tree there, 13 points. And a nice level up there for Oki for one Kenobi for the Orc Blitzer as well. Again, I think some of these teams have already played. There you go, Mate the Oak with you has played already. Good result for Fentry there as well. So I'll just have a look at May the Oak be with you. See where they are, even though they've played already. So Oki, one Kenobi's got tackle. So that's good because like that, you need a bit of tackle, especially in this division. So he's got his tackle there. Like I say, he's got a bit of mighty blow. We'd probably like a bit more. Interesting that Okungen is interesting. He's got catched out, so he's going to be the catcher of the thing. And obviously there's your thrower there as well. I really love the theme of this team, the names of the name convention. I really do hope they do well. Like I said, they've obviously played their week 6 game already. Against the Sentinels, who are not having a good time of it, are they? Let's be honest. But let's see where that puts them with that win. So yeah, at the moment, look like they're more likely to go for the Wood and Nobbler. They're not. They need a miracle to get in the SAS trophy. The Crimson Panthers they played. They haven't yet. Oh, they play against Shaker. That's going to be fun. Let's have a look. Where are we? There we go. Right here. So the 1670 still. They've got Hiron missing this game. That's a guard for Lano. But apart from that, they're pretty healthy. They've still got their Agility 6 Lano. He's still alive. They've still got the catchers, the War Dancers. Team's doing really, really well. They don't lose many games, this team, these days. Like I said, they won 3-0. 4-1 against the Orchard. They lost to the Blue Book Believers. That's Fezar's Dark Elves. But then, look what they did to the TBC. Beating the Salvation. They're very, very good. Like I said, these are going to be one of the big players, I think, in the SAS Trophy. They've got a good team. TV's not too bad. The only concern I have about this team, and it's not obviously Shaky's fault, it's just getting a bench. You just can't get a bench these days. So, when it gets into the playoffs, if the other guy's dice is removing his players left, right, and centre, then he's going to have not many players left. Saying that, though, a lot of the time, though, what else can win with about 4 or 5 players? So, it's what it is, I guess. Another Salvation Army 3, Altdorf Sentinels 0. And this is what I say about Blood Bowl. Last season, the Sentinels started off a bit rough, but then they had an amazing season. And this season, they just can't do nothing right. The talk is that end of season, Stolz is going to go to Nagel. It's a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. But yeah, Salvation Army absolutely dominated this. 3 passes, 3 catches as well. They even intercepted at 1 as well. 49, but they just won on everything. 3 KOs, 3 injuries. They just dominated everything. Absolutely dominated everything. The Sentinels got an absolute whooping. Osborne there with 10 points as well. You know, big result for another Salvation Army. But then, week 6, you would have thought, the way Orchard have been playing, that the Salvation Army, after running over Sentinels, would have ran over the Orchard. But the Orchard come back and said, no, thank you. We'll take a point there. And that could really hurt the High Elves, because that would have been a game, no disrespect to Vanslow. Vanslow's never picked up a point, ever, in Sons and Skulls. So, you know, you'd have probably gone with it, ASA, but they messed it up. And because they messed it up, that now puts them outside of the SAS playoffs, needing help from other people. Let's have a look at the teams. It's been a good season, though, yeah, again, for Holston. He would be one of the big favourites in the Wooden Nobbler, if that's where he ends up. There's Wiseman. Osborne, obviously, we saw him have a great game against the Sentinels. This is a really, really nice team. He's got an agility 5 leaping blitzer. It's just really nice. Really nice team, this. He's got an extra player for a bench. The TV's 1880, what's not bad. It's actually 1870 to take the 10k blow off. He's got money for a transfer fee, if that's what he's looking at, or to buy another player. I think this is a really good team, and you know, this is one of those teams that should be challenging for a trophy. Now, it may not get to the SAS one, but this again, he might be in the Wooden Nobbler again, and he'd have a great chance in that. But this is a real nice put together team. Again, you know, Vanslow had been unlucky with the Orchards, and eventually he was going to get a bit of good fortune and get the rubber the green and get some points. But yeah, 2-2. That was a pretty good one. But yeah, this 3-0. Obviously only lost 1-0 to Fezar as well. What's a good thing? He stuffed the Ogres. Good win against the Orcs. Lost to the Pan. So, you know, it's been a decent season again for Holston. And I think this team's only going to get better and better and better. You know? I really do. Right, who was their play? The Sentinels then. They've played again this week. Been spanked again this week. But again, it's still a decent team. I mean, the Ogre, block guard, he's good. The Blitzers are good. You know, it's not much different, apart from the thrower from last season. And the thrower had a bit of an up and down season anyway. It's just Blood Bowl, fickle about Blood Bowl. One season it goes for you, one season it doesn't go for you. And this season it obviously hasn't. Saying that, though, this could still win a trophy. I mean, there was talk, I don't know if it was Stolz is saying, it could have been somewhere else, talking about the Wooden Nobbler, but I think this is going for the Nuffles Nuts. It's more chance to get the Nuffles Nuts. Try and get some of those San Bezo dice. You know? Probably better, if you ask me. So yeah. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be a massive danger regardless. TBC, they put up a good fight against the cheerleaders. I feel a bit for poor old Kotick at the moment with his internet. It's a shame. We don't want to lose a guy at all. He is one of our great coaches we love in Stuns and Skulls, and we hope that he can get his internet sorted, because we don't want to lose him. And I love his Ogres. We love seeing about these Ogres. And just how bad. Got himself, he's only 2 points away, is that one. 19 armor, bro. I mean, this is a thing. 6 Ks, 3 injuries, 48 blocks. Again, I mean, like I said, didn't see just how I got all the points as well. No points for Bernie there, though. The Bernie girl. That's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful, Dragoon. Hold your head in shame. Again, he just dominates. It's hard playing Ogres. That's why we don't have many Ogre players. Although, I'd love to see Super Bushy play him as well. Because I know he's been playing Ogres for a while, and he could be a nice bit of rival with him in there. Kotick, maybe. Although he's doing quite well with his Elven Union at the moment. So that again helps the cheerleaders. Now I'm just going back to the leaderboard. The cheerleaders again, he did it with his lizards. He's doing it with his Amazons now. His Dragoon, undefeated. The young Padawan doing me proud. Fezar also doing well. Crimson Pans, I mean, Shaky Dog doing it extremely well also. So good on him there. Let's have a look. So let's see what Kotick's team looks like. So he's got Big Bang out this week. I think it's just an MNG, but I'll have a look. Yeah. So he's a big miss. So they only got 5 this week. Again, the good player is good old just how bad. He needs some dirty players. He needs some DPs. He needs to roll some doubles and give him DPs. That would give him a massive chance, honestly. Block, well, yeah, well, it's blocking it. Gives him a bit more protection, I guess. I like the movement on just how bad. I'd be keeping him off the pitch unless it's my drive to throw him and stuff like that. Block break tackle. It needs block. I mean, he could have took block on 42. He did it took tackle. I think wrestle would now be probably what I'd go with if I got another double and make him a ball sacker. The Bay Cheerleaders. Let's have a look at the team. There we go. Jokic Benny got no points. An absolute disgrace. I hope your dice are terrible this week, Dragoon. Again, the format blow. Guard, agility, strength, guard, agility down here as well. 2 DPs. Yeah, I don't mind that at all, to be fair. And he plays against Wood Elves this week as well, so that will really, really help. The problem with this team is, where's the tackle? There is no tackle. He's got 1 wrestle P. So that's going to be a massive issue against the Wood Elves unless he rolls pounds. There we go. And he obviously drew with Fezar as well. The only team to take a point off Fezar. Any points off Fezar so far. Team looks good, just needs tackle. Desperately needs tackle. And I think we'll see some of these maybe take tackle when they level up. But yeah, that is the major problem I have at the moment. And finally, Blue Believers got it done, but it was a close one. Fentry, they're getting better. Dark Elves get it done though. Sato, 2 points now away from a level up. 75% ball possession though. It seemed like the Dark Elves had it under control. Only 25 blocks thrown to 19. Well, it's an elf off, so maybe not. But he's still got 3 injuries in that as well. You know, so a bit of XP. Obviously, Sato must have scored as well. 4 passes, 4 catches, so obviously he found a bit as well. So all in all, for the Blue Book Believers, it's pretty good. Looking at what they've got, so they've got a level up to do, at least 1 level up. Yeah, so Deathwing Carrot Blood. So it'd be interesting what they go with there. Because obviously 51 points already. Be interesting to see what they get. Team's looking good though, although 2,000 TV, Jesus, that's a lot. That's a lot of TV. Sato's good, got a Mighty Blow there. Strength upon Ken Kenilworth. It's a solid team, isn't it? Solid team, he's got 2 bench as well. And that's probably why it is obviously, it looks a lot more expensive than it is, because take 140 off that. Gives you 1860, but that's what you get when you get stats and doubles like guard and Mighty Blow. He even took a DP on Alana. That's obviously probably just to stop the Pommers. He's got 2 coaches of cheerleaders as well, 3 rerolls, so all good there. Let's have a look. Who else should I be looking at? The Fentry. So the Fentry got a great draw, like we said, against Holston. So they got the first point, and he's been telling me he's after those halfling slippers. Well, I'll tell you what, you might not get a chance now because you've got a point. And at the moment, that puts you in the knuckle nuts. Again, though, I mean, this guy to me, I don't know. He's a nice piece, but Niggle on AV7 doesn't sit well for me. This word dance is beautiful, though. Move 9, strength 4. Strength 4 catcher, strength 4 thrower. His thrower, I mean, his tree man would love block, but he's got everything else but that. And even movement would like. But it's a solid team. And they finally got themselves a point. I'm really happy he got himself a point. And you never know. Next week they may get a win. Who knows? But the Orchard Seasons, they are going the right way. They're definitely going the right way. And you just never know. They may surprise a few in the playoffs. At the moment, they're in the knuckle nuts. And they could be getting the Bezo Sand dice. Will not be a good thing for them. But yeah, I mean, like they're looking good. I mean, some really nice stats here. And they've got a little bench as well. So all good. And like I said, they drew this week as well. So, not many games to really talk about or tip. Cheerleaders versus Japan. Now, the problem is I was all for the cheerleaders in this until I realised that they no tackle. So that's a bit of a problem. So I'm not really sure. I mean, I expect the Blue Book Believers to win. This one I'm not so sure about. I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with a draw with that. And because that's a draw, the Triple Bs, the Blue Book Believers, gets the Triple B banker this week. So there you go. Right. On to Oberwalds Glory. One game being played already. Yeah, the Dubskulls. I fancy the Dubskulls. Right, the average Jaws against the Terriers. So it was a human off. I still expected the Jaws to get it done. They didn't. And they won the attrition battle as well. Both teams threw 40 blocks. Both did 4 KOs. But the Jaws took 4 injuries to the one of the Terriers and still couldn't get it done. They got a pass, they got a catch. The Terriers did hold the ball possession a bit more. But I don't know what it is with Jaws at the moment. They just can't get a win. I mean, they're not losing. But they're not winning either. Very strange. Very, very strange. It's interesting to see how some of the teams of last season who dominated are not this time. And it's really weird to say that because, like, the average Joes haven't lost. It's just they can't win. It's bizarre. But again, look at all that. Look at all that lovely XP for the average Joes, and the Terriers didn't do as much. Now, if I remember correctly, the Joes did get a big dent on one of their players. I love the strip, by the way. Yeah. So Patches O'Houlihan has got -1 movement. Now, it's never nice to get a stat down, but I think that's probably the best stat down he could have got. He's still very good. I don't see us seeing him getting sacked. And it's still a good team. I mean, Peter LaFleur's gone really well. You know, he's okay. He'd love to have a block on that, I guess. The blitzers are nice enough. He's got a nice speedy thrower. He's got his catches, and obviously Fran's out as well. I think that's just an MNG, but I'll just double check. It says. There we go, yeah. So he's just out. He's got his DP in Dwight. Obviously, Jimmy Mack's a very good coach as well. And this was my tip to win the SAS trophy. They might not even get in it at the moment. I'm going to have to look at what they are at the moment. Squid Sandwich Chaos. Yeah, it's alright, that. I don't know if I'd have it for humans, because humans are just very, very, very human, really, aren't they? I couldn't stand it for like something like Necro, because you don't want a wolf getting killed by a rock. But yeah, it's just a bizarre season, isn't it? I mean, there you go. 1 win, 4 draws, no losses. So he's only beaten the Hash Out Mountain Marauders. Everything else been draws. Obviously, he went out in the semi-final to the Bloody Green Boys, which was very unfortunate. I mean, I just felt so sad for him. He tried everything. But again, I ain't losing confidence with them. But I mean, where are they on the leaderboard? That's the worry. The 4th? Can they actually? That's 10. 7. The Dubskulls have played this week, though, haven't they? Oh, they're against the Falcons. And who did they finish with? Oh, the Veterans! Oh my god, that's 2 horrible games. But the Dubskulls, in a way, has helped the Joes there, because that's dragged the Veterans back into it, hasn't it? With 10 points. So, if Jimmy can win this week, he's on 10 points. And then they're all on 10 points. And the Terriers on 6. Now, if they can win this week, they're going to 9. Holy shit. That would be amazing. That'd be absolutely amazing. Let's have a look at the Terriers then. So the Joes were a bit battered this week, and they need to win this week, the Joes. So he's got Fancy Matthews out as well. Is this an MNG? It is. So both humans are a blitzer down. It's an MNG as well. Yeah. So he's got no bench this week. His ogre's just no frills, but look at that, barely disc smasher. I hope he does well. He's on 5 points already. Won't be long before he does well for you. It's still got a bit here. It's early season. I mean, don't forget this is a new team. Like the average Joes have had a season already. But it's still a very good, solid team. And again, I don't know. Laser Owl. He could be sneaky for one of the cups. He needs to win this week to have any chance of making the SAS trophy. But even in the Wooden Nobbler, this guy could be pretty good. So we will see on that one. The Diseasing Stubskulls got it done again. I mean, they're on a roll. They remind me a bit like the Sentinels last season, where they started off slowly and then they got so much momentum. And also the Diseasing Stubskulls, they were the runners-up in Sun Skulls Season 1. And the way they're going at the moment, I wouldn't bet against them to make the SAS trophy again. 51 blocks against 44. I just thought that the strength of the Dubskulls would dominate against the Chorfs, and that's what happened. Although the Chorfs threw 44 blocks themselves and actually got the better of the injuries and KOs. But the runner-up and the Dubskulls proved yet again why they're one of the big teams in Suns and Skulls, and after a slow start, they are now starting to motor, and they've got obviously a chance in week 7 to actually make the playoffs. What would be absolutely amazing for them. It really would. Right, so SPP-wise, not much SPP really. Although he did quite well, didn't he? I can't even fucking pronounce that. Maya Methus Selhat, that's about that. So these fucking names, man. Let's look at the teams then. Obviously, Booby needed to win this week. They have. Puts the pressure on the average Joes and the Terriers and everyone else. Move 6, Tomb Guardian. Jesus Christ, he's a fast Tomb Guardian. Again, he'd like to, has he lost another Tomb Guardian? Because that looks new to me. So he'll have to let me know on that. Obviously, his throw rise is still good. Oh yeah, I like that kick-off return. To have a sneaky chance of maybe catching it on the full. At least positioning him in a place to get it straight away. Blitz rise, obviously. And movement 7. So there's going to be a little bit of speed in this team. And again, like I said, Booby's in amazingly well with this team. And this is what we want. We want to see coaches with teams like this and coming back every season and getting that history of that team. Where are we? The Chorfs. So it was Chaos. Well, first season, Sun Skulls didn't go down very well. Coming back with Chorfs. 2 draws and 3 losses so far. But again, this is a building season for them. These are going to get scary. I looked at his MML team. His MML Pro team. Absolute kill team. If I'd have had that team, Nick, I would have been getting absolutely slaughtered by the MML community with that. Not jealous at all. But in Suns and Skulls, you can have what you want anyway, so who gives a fuck? Yeah, I mean, it's got a good, solid base. I like this Hobgoblin for keep it safe. That can be his ball carrier. I like his building his bulls as enforcers. Interesting that. I'm not sure I like that. I think it's important. The only mutation really good is Claw. The good thing about Horns is your player looks awesome. How awesome does he look with Horns? That's the only reason I take it. Yes, puts one strength on the Blitz, I get that, but I just take it because it looks awesome. But I would definitely go for Mighty Blow next. I'm sorry, I would have gone the Mighty Blow just because I need my Mighty Blow Claw Firing. Simple as that. Kick on Hopper okay. Movement 7 Hopper, that's not too bad. But yeah, I mean, this is a team where I'm excited but dreading what will happen. He can also bring in transfers as well. If he's got his killers in the graveyard, we can see that happening. But yeah, Nick, I love Nick to bits. He really is, and these are sort of people you want in your league. People do anything for anyone, play the game the right way, and he's just a great guy. Just a great guy. And I wish him really a lot of luck with this team going forward. Right, where are we at now? Is it this one? It is, isn't it? So the veterans got it done. 4-2 against the off-duty bureaucrats. This was a big win. Is that a Niggle Gutter Runner as well? But we're talking about whether they keep it or not. I mean, the bureaucrats had more possession, but as we know with Skaven, they don't need much possession to score TDs. 39 blocks versus 32. The veterans actually did more removals than the bureaucrats, so that always is helpful if the veterans can do that. So yeah, it like I say, both these teams are very well coached. I'm very interested in Mootley, obviously after his 3-0 win over the Dub Skulls of Booby. I think he's going to be a great addition to the league, is Mootley. And there's no shame going down to the veterans, who obviously are a seasoned team. The bureaucrats are quite a newish team. Looking at the teams, the veterans, yeah, a few people were very sweet on the veterans this season to do well. I'm glad to see he is doing well. Made the playoffs last season as well in the SAS Trophy, so this team's got obviously history in the top tier competition. Obviously, he loves his Rat Ogres. Stone Vermin looking good. Obviously, you got Crackling there. I love Juggernaut on that. Juggernaut tackle was always going to be the thing there. He's lost his thrower for week 7 because he's played his week 6 game. Obviously, this gutter's still there. Got a Niggle though, what's a concern, but again, strength 3 wrestle with horns. You probably keep it till it does. This is a nice gutter runner as well. He's going to probably be also. He's just missing really a ball carrying gutter now, isn't he? That's the problem. Obviously, he's hoping for +1 movement on Jano because he's the one who's trying to do as a point and click one turner, I guess. So yeah, so he's got his kick as well. 14 players. I can only dream of 14 players on a Skaven team. But 14 players, gotta love it. Like I say, he lost to the Stun and Skulls runner up to season 1, so there's no disgrace in that. He beat obviously the Chorfs. Good draw with the Terriers, and he obviously beat the Falcons as well. So you know, very, very, very good season so far. It's going to be dangerous to everybody in the playoffs, whichever playoffs he makes. Where are we? Sleepy, so it was off duty. Yeah, so Mootley, not had a bad season. And you know what? This guy's done really well because his team's not all there. It's not a great team. It's a very underdeveloped team, but he seems to be competitive in majority of his games. So 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses so far. So he only lost 2-1 to the Falcons. Good draw there against the Chorfs. Beat the Dub Skulls 3-0. Good draw against Average Joes as well. So he's very, very competitive. What usually, when teams are competitive with teams aren't there yet, means they're a very good coach. Obviously, no Mighty Blow yet. Block on FBI. No goggles, though. Where's the glasses? Glasses usually make them level up quicker, just to let you know. You know, it's there or thereabouts. So Wolves are developing all right. Obviously, that's an interesting pick on a goal. Don't think I'd pick guard on a short-handed goal. I've seen guard on goals before, but not on a short-handed goal. So that's interesting. Nice to get guard on your zombies though, because that really helps. Mootley obviously knows guard is important, especially on a team that only has 2 strength 4s. I just don't know on the goal. I mean, goals is always risky, but with a short-handed goal, I'm not so sure. It's a bit dangerous. But yeah, really, really, really good. Alright, where else are we to? And the Falcons against the rest of the Witch Racers. Interesting, because obviously the Witch Racers coach came in and said, I'll be looking to score 1 TD. We all never believed that. We all expected to score more than that. But he's been very competitive. For a guy, I think he's learning his trade. And he's doing it very, very well, is Gasto. Let's have a look at them. So 50% ball possession to the Falcons, 43 to the Resting Witch Face. 27 blocks against 34, 4 KOs against 2 KOs and 1 injury, so, nothing crazy there. 2 passes, 2 catches for the Resting Witch Face. Like I said, the Falcons have been doing extremely well this season, so for the Witch Face to turn around and say, well, actually, you're not getting a win from us, that's really, really good for him. And he got some there. Lady Seth picked up another 2 points. She's becoming a bit of a superstar with the Resting Witch Face. Probably irony, really, considering he's got Witch Face in the name. Cordell Patterson, again, carrying the load for the Falcons. Just a quick look at the leaderboard again. So there they go. The Falcons, they're on 10 points at the moment. Rest of Witch Face, 1 win, 2 draws. Nothing wrong with that. And the way they're playing, another team maybe to watch in one of the low playoff competitions for sure. Let's have a look at the teams then. Falcons have struggled to get anywhere in close to 11 players. We're back to 8. But 2 of them. I mean, oh dear. Oh dear. Carl Pitts again, doing well. Cordell Patterson always seems to carry the load. Getting it done again. These 2 are the big guns. Obviously, Grady Jarrett, Danny Fowler up there as well. Again, this team plays a lot on inducements, and Bushy does the inducements well. Will he keep with Alvin next season, or will he give the Ogres a go? That is what I want to know. That's sort of rammed, isn't it? But yeah, not bad indeed, is it? Not bad indeed at all. And the rest of Witch Face has been a nice surprise, considering he didn't really think he'd do that well. So, good season. He's got Senior Surplus now, who's got a level. Be interested to see what it takes. Leap would be a good call. So he's got a Leaper going into... no, that's not Dua Lipa. That's Leaper going into a cage. Again, this is a team what's no frills, but again, Blodge is always good. Guard kicker, interesting. Got to take guard when you can. Guard's definitely a better pick than Mike Blow on the liner. 12 players as well. So that ain't too bad. And he's done really, really well. Really well first season. Looking at that, pretty good. And he beat the veterans as well. Only lost 1-0 to the Dub Skulls. Drew with the average Joes. So, he's been taking on the big teams from season 1 and doing well. Right. Is that all of them? I think it is, isn't it? I hope so. Right, so we've got 3 games. Really big games, these. The Talpham Terriers versus Yottio Bureaucrats. Now, this is a really tricky one. Because the Terriers have lost a few pieces. But I'm going to go with the Terriers just because I know they need to win to get that chance of the SS Trophy. I'm not totally convinced on this game. But I'm giving it to the Terriers just on that basis, to be honest. Resting Witch Face against the Mountain Marauders. I can see this... I wasn't going to say a draw, but the Witch Faces have done quite well. I'm going to go with the Witch Faces. I think they could maybe sneak a 2-1 or a 1-0 out of that. We'll go with the Witch Faces. The Falcons versus the Average Joe as well. I've been on the Average Joe train and I've got to go in with it again. They've still got enough might and blow to break the Falcons, so the Average Joes, I'll go with them. And I think out of the 3, I'm not really confident with any of these 3 games. So the Triple B Banker is going to go to the Average Joes just because they've got enough firepower to make mincemeat out of the Falcons. And that is the only reason. But if the Falcons win wouldn't surprise me. But most people say, well, you should have backed it for a draw, Bernie, because that's all Joes have done. But I think Jimmy knows his team's too good enough not to be... They're too good. They need to be in the SS Trophy. He knows if he wins this week, then they're on 10 points. He needs to win. So do the Terriers. I mean, even if the Bureaucrats won, to be fair, what are they on? 8 points. Sort of still in there, I guess. And if they're sort of still in there, that means the Witchface is sort of still in there. It's a really competitive play pool. You know, and I do say the Oberwalds is regarded as the best play pool. And you just got to look at the coaches. So there you go. Right. So what I'm going to do, because obviously I'm recording this via, I don't know what they call it. Just recording on my PS4. You only get an hour. You only get an hour per video. So instead of me cutting off halfway through a play pool, I'm going to cut it here. And then obviously, so I'm going to put it to 2 videos. So this will be the first part. And obviously this has, obviously, like we've seen, bloodweiser and Oberwalds Glory. Then I'm going to come back with Bugman's Brewery, Surfers Anonymous. And if I can, I'll put Outdoor Bank Site in there as well. If I don't, then obviously we'll do another 2. All right, so that is your bloodweiser and your Oberwalds pre-cap. It's a pre-cap, bloody hell! Recap of week 5. So we're going to come back and see the recap of Bugman's and the rest in a moment. Have fun, Oberwalds, and have fun, bloodweiser. Wish you all the very best.